welcome back to another edition of the LWB TV Sports Show, filmed on site here at Harry's. Great to be back here at my second home, and not a bad bar here tonight. Freaking pets. Come on over, mate. Go over there. Yeah. Very special guest on today. None other than Luke Hasselman, who'll be joining it. Well, actually, spoke to him a little bit earlier. We'll have that shot for you in just a few moments. Our cameras went out and scoped out Queenstown's latest rivalry between Cromwell and Queenstown ahead of the big old clash over the weekend. And, of course, a bit to report on local Queenstown sporting news, which we'll tap into now.
Absolutely.
Leading Queenstown sports news this week, the QAFC used to be the Rovers.
Yeah, renamed.
Rebranded. The footballers, they had a good win over
Dunedin Tech.
That's right.
Yeah, 3-2.
3-2, and now they've graduated into a South Island comp, Regan.
Oh, brilliant. That's outstanding. Well done, boys.
In the big time. The Stampede had a bit of a mixed emotional sort of a weekend with a win and a loss of the Dunedin Thunder.
Right, yeah.
Braden Lee was saying it was not too dissimilar to the rugby guys. They just sort of lost it in the last kind of dying seconds of the game.
Yeah, shit, that's one of those things where, you need to stay on top of your game right through.
This is from Friday night when they prevailed over Dunedin, 5-2. Great atmo, great environ, and then unfortunately going down 4-3 on Saturday.
Bugger.
You're a big fan of Queenstown Roller Derby there, Hank, and they had a good win over Wanganui over the weekend.
Well done, ladies. Do they wear the fishnet stockings?
A little bit of that.
Yep.
It's pretty.
Yep.
It's a kinky, heavy scene.
Good.
Quite physical as well, and a great sort of team camaraderie environment.
Will there be a spectacle here in Queenstown with the roller derby?
The demand is growing, and hopefully soon there will be.
That'll be good. Be good to see.
In the rugby, Arrowtown had a solid win over Clyde, 72-26.
Big game, big scoring game, that one.
Win.
Well done, Arrowtown.
Fortunately, the Dart Engineering Wanderers went down 24-48 over Pioneer. Did you catch a bit of that? Yeah,
I did. I did catch a bit of the Wanderers there at the last sort of 20 minutes. Bit of a shame, boys. They had bits and pieces of that game that went really well, but just couldn't sort of hang in the fight with that team from down south.
Mick English played a screamer, got the man of the match for the Wanderers. Well done,
Mick.
And a fresh rivalry was settled over the weekend with the placemakers Wakatipu Premiers going down to Cromwell 22-19.
Yeah, pretty gutting for the boys. Obviously, the first half started pretty poorly. It was like a lolly scramble. I've seen better kids' lolly scrambles. Obviously, dad's throwing out the lollies and kids going in for the scraps, for those ones that drop at the feet. But good to see the boys got themselves together back in the second half, but couldn't hang in there.
It was an emotional match. You'll see why here with this video now. The papers were calling it the grudge match of the century. Radio ads fueled the fire by mistakenly broadcasting that Cromwell were doing the unthinkable and putting the White Horse Cup on the line in its away game to Wakatipu. How was this rivalry born?
It was a beautiful day, beautiful sunny day.
A little bit of a breeze.
The sun was out, it was a t-shirt sort of weather, and the clouds got pretty grey by the end of the day.
It was April 14, 2018. Wakatipu had travelled through to Cromwell to play for the White Horse Cup, the oldest cup in New Zealand rugby history.
Oh, the White Horse Cup is a fantastic piece of silverware, prestigious.
Some guys I know have been playing for 10 years and they still never had a shot at it, and for us to hold it last year and then have the possibility of a chance for holding it this year, it's pretty massive.
It was a classic ding-dong battle.
Definitely Queenstown had the upper hand in the first half.
Started with a hiss and a roar for us.
I remember going on at half-time, giving the boys a bullocking, and then
it soon turned on us.
They clawed their way back.
When Greenie, the referee, blew the final whistle, Wakatipu were jubilant. They thought they'd won.
We'd done the job and we were relieved about it, yeah.
Oh my God, do they know the final score here?
But then drama. Greenie checked his scoring system and advised that it was in fact a draw.
We all had it as a draw and we were like, yes, but it was like, well, that's not really something to celebrate, but we did keep the White Horse. But
as far as we were concerned, we were taking the cup home.
What was the deal with the scoreboard as well that day?
To be honest, I'm not too sure about the scoreboard. I really don't know. We don't really... it's on all the time. Why it wasn't going that day, I have no idea.
It made for an awkward post-match session.
Yeah, the mood in the club rooms after the match was tense.
You can't really do much about it, We always celebrate a game of footy after the game, win or lose, or draw.
And we sort of had no option but to deal with it at that stage until we took it down the right paths later.
The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy.
So the stage was set for the highly anticipated rematch at the Rec Ground over the weekend. With a fully functioning scoreboard and the match being broadcast live on Facebook, it was soon clear that Cromwell was the better team and won 22-19. Yeah, tough watch, Regan.
It was, Henry, it was. It's so much harder sitting in a car on the sideline and not being able to be out there with the boys and and help out. The shoulders were tingling a wee bit, I can assure you of that.
Earlier, caught up with the GC from the GY, his name Luke Hasselman, and he's tapping into the Mongolian Rally. But what is this rally? It looks sort of like Mongolia's version of the Undy 500.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's pretty much you take the Undy 500, throw a few steroids in there, and go get a banger of a car and drive it from the UK through to Mongolia, through a few of those countries in between. There are only 3 rules to this race. The first rule is you've got to have a 1.2 litre car or less. The other rule is you're on your own, and the third and final rule is you've got to raise £1,000 for charities. So Share's all a big charity event, along with us having a hell of a good time.
What sort of rally experience have you got, Luke?
Oh, not a whole lot, just the old banger cars on the farm out the road. So yeah, had a Pajero that managed to kill that, so hopefully we won't kill this.
What do you know about Mongolia or that part of the world?
Not really a whole lot. This is it's going to be a pretty big learning experience once we get out of Europe and into Turkey, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Iran, and then into all the stans. It's going to be a pretty big job I'll be picking at times. Will
you have time to tourist, or is it pretty much just bloody pedal to the metal, let's go?
She's no real time frame given. The other 2 boys have got tickets booked out of Russia, which is where you actually finish up for mid to end of September. I've got nothing, so.
Shit, so how long? It's going to be a couple of months on the road.
Yeah, so she's 2 months on the road. So yeah, she's a big old job.
And how many K all up?
So she's going to be about 16,000 Ks, so it's like quarter of the way around the world. So it's going to be good times.
Should be a good test for the old Vauxhall.
She'll get put through her paces. She won't come back the same car she was.
Well, I see there's about a 70% completion rate.
Yeah.
How many people are competing?
So the last year, 450 cars competed.
Right.
So she's a pretty big field.
Yeah.
Fair few hooligans going.
If you come into any trouble, mechanical, is it just pretty much on you guys, on your resources, on who you find to help get you back on the road?
You're on your own. As soon as we're going to the UK to get this car, and then the actual start of the race is in Prague this year. And so big leaving party in Prague, 2 days worth of festivities there, and then once we leave there, you're on your own until you get to the finish line in Russia. So
2 months. These other guys, 2 months on the road with them. Well, you know, could emotions run high? Could we see a little bit of drama, a little bit of angst?
We're probably going to see all sorts of everything. It's going to be 2 months in a 20k with 2 other dudes. She's going to be good times.
Yeah.
We're going to get to know each other pretty well. So there's no winners, there's no losers. She's just going to have a good time.
All right, mate, all the best out there.
Cheers, boss.
Thanks for coming in.
It's been a pleasure.
Look forward to seeing how it all goes. Oh, thanks, mate. Looks like a bit of a journey.
Absolutely, that was some good footage, and look, all the best to the Hoff. Would they call him the Hoff, or is it more the Hass? Anyway, look, do you know that in Mongolia, Hass, they only have double hump camels? Anyway, good luck, Chris. All the best to you, my man.
Before we wrap up, it's time to have a look at what's happening later on this week. The Winter Festival gets underway, and some action just out here in front of Harry's on the Brecon Street steps with the Legs of Steel Rail Jam.
Awesome, great spectacle. Get on down to that one. Yeah.
Stills, it starts at 5 p.m. Friday, Dodgeball Champs. It's happening at midday on Earnsville Park, and Regan, you're involved.
Yes, Henry, we've got a wee team in there to have a wee challenge with the Bulls, and it'll be worthy of a good look. Come on down.
Okay. And here at Harry's, you can grab $10 pizza on a Tuesday. They've got the All Blacks on Saturday night, and of course, the State of Origin this Sunday.
Game 3.
Regan Pearce, thanks a lot for joining, mate. And
thanks again, Henry.
Rob, I don't know what you're doing, loitering out there, but
look, I just came in for a wee desperado here at Harry's, and I was going to have a wee game of pool. Maybe we could have a wee challenge with the 8 ball.
All right, let's do it. That's another show done and dusted. Enjoy your week, and if you've got any info, any sporting news, make sure you share it with us. TV@lwb.co.nz.